Hello everybody, welcome to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. It's round 16 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. We're at the MXGP of the Netherlands at Arnhem. And coming up on today's studio show from MX2, the Monster Energy Yamaha Factory MX2 team, we've got Karlis Reisulis, we've got Kawasaki Racing Team's Romain Febvre coming in, and then we've got Harry Norton, the team manager from Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. But before we go anywhere, let me introduce my wonderful host, as always, my little wingting. Lisa Leyland. Here we are again, the middle of a 3 in a row. Yep. We're back at the beach. I see you spent quite a bit of time at the beach recently. Yeah. Is it anything like the one in Barcelona?
Not really. No? Not really. It's a lot more going on. It's not really relaxing this weekend. It is a busy one, isn't it? Mm. It's definitely up there with the busiest weekends.
Yeah, it is. And actually, you know what? I've developed a new habit. Yeah, walking 20 minutes to work every morning. And
you need to get your steps in.
I do.
It's
You're right.
Good workout.
Absolutely. Well, look, let's get on the show, shall we? And meeting our first guest for the first time here on our MXGP TV studio show, Karlis Reisulis, Monster Energy Yamaha Factory MX2 team. And just let him put his headset on there. And all the way from Latvia via Germany, where the team is based, but or Holland. But Karlis, good to see you. And as it is the first time on your studio show, I hope you've prepared a little song for us.
Yeah.
Just a few seconds here or there.
Yeah. Oh, this is, I think all of my home fans will know.
You don't sing?
No, go.
Go on.
Kur tu teci gailīti man? Kur tu teci gailīti?
Brilliant. Perfect. You know what? Killer will be proud. Anyway, good to see you. Welcome to our live studio show here. Little bit of background info, because obviously from our side, we've seen you in 125 over the past year and obviously 250 European. Here you are in MX2. When did you start riding? How old were you when you had your first race? Just things like that.
Yeah, I started riding when I was like 4 years old maybe, and I had my first race not long after that. I remember it was 2010, October, yeah, sometime in October, but the best highlight was that, like, you know, my father said to me that, yeah, you go in and, you know, do your best, be as fast as possible on the track, and then I went into the quali, like, practice, and, like, on the first jump, I was just flat out, and, like, had the biggest crash, one of my biggest crashes of my career right there.
No.
Yeah.
So Brian Boger's, you're his hero, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he tried to copy you last week.
Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah, I know he was watching me when I was like racing at my home tracks in 2010. So yeah, I can see where he gets this influence from.
Absolutely. Well, look,
inspiring.
Obviously you started the year in the MX250. You're now riding in MX2. You've got the upgrade to you know, the Monster Energy Yamaha team. Have you enjoyed it so far? Because it's only been what, 6 races since you became full with these guys, because you did Italy as a wild card with VRT. Yeah,
it has been like quite a pleasure to ride here, to be in this position, you know, like that. Yeah, all my life has been like a little dream to race in the World Championship, and I get to do it in a factory team this season. And yeah, I like the team also, so yeah, I'm really thankful for them, like because of them that I could have this opportunity, you know. It's quite nice. Yeah. I cannot even explain in words. It's just like you have to see it. You have to be there.
Nice.
But like you mentioned, it is all kids' dream to be racing in a factory team, isn't it? At this level.
Yeah, it's true. Like when I was smaller, I remember myself like coming to like the GP of Tjegums and seeing all the factory teams there, and like wondering what it's like to be in that position. And now like I would still like inside myself, I still cannot kind of believe that I'm at this position, you know, myself, and that, yeah, I have to show a good example to these little kids so that they also would work for their dream. And
yeah, exactly that. But with that factory status comes, I guess, added pressure. Did you feel any pressure for your first GP in Indonesia coming into that weekend?
Yeah, like the team was reminding me not to think about it so much, that just to put on my best result, my best riding. But, you know, still inside, like I felt this little bit pressure, but I think which is normal, you know, it also helped me perform better. But overall, like the team made a very good job not putting that, what you say, like useful stress, you know, like it was quite easy to work with them. They understand it was my only beginning of my MX2 career, so they went quite easy on me. Just tried to believe in me and wanted me to do my best result.
Yeah.
Well, you seem to have kind of adapted quite well. You've scored points in your last 4 RAM qualifying races. You've scored top 10 in your last 6 races. It seems like when you're out on the track, you feel like you belong in MX2, you know, and you're very, very comfortable being there. Would I be right with that? And this is obviously one of your RAM qualifying races.
Yeah, this is in Lockett. When I think when I would really started to build some confidence in this class. But yeah, like overall, I've been feeling quite okay with this class. I was expecting to be like more worse, but you know, it still takes quite a lot of how to say. It's quite much different than the MX 250. You have to work a lot more and then focus on many more little things, endurance, just the intensity. So, but overall, yeah, I've been finding it not the most difficult thing to get used to this class, but yeah, to stay up with the riders. That's like the main thing.
Obviously, you started the team, as I said, with VRT. You're now in the Monster Energy Yamaha team. Have you had to change your training program or your trainer to be a little bit stronger and fitter for the longer races in MX2?
Yeah, like overall the program didn't change so much. We just tried to build it better a little bit, that it's more compatible with this team, like with the situation they're in. Like they live in the Netherlands. Previous team lived in France. So yeah, like my main coach, like Robert, said the same, but now they're working together with Herian and they're building a program for me. So yeah, it has some little differences, but overall I'm feeling quite comfortable with the program I have now. I feel good on the races, so in each race I can feel better towards the end of the moto.
Well, you say that because your best race finish came in Lommel, where you were 5th in race 2. Obviously, you like the sand. Were you surprised by that result? Because that's pretty impressive, one of the toughest tracks of the year.
Especially in race 2.
Yeah, yeah, that's was a little bit surprising to me also, but you know, like I tried to keep believing in myself. I had quite a crash also during the moto. I went over the bars, but I just tried to pick myself up and finish the race, put in the same intensity I did in the beginning. And yeah, I enjoyed the moto so much. I wish I could just go back there.
No one ever says that really about Lommel, do they?
No, yeah, but I enjoyed it so much. Like after the race, yeah, of course I was like really tired, but that I saw myself that I could perform a bit better, a bit longer. So I would, yeah, it's a nice memory of mine.
Nice. Well, we have 5 rounds to go. What was your goal when you arrived in MX2, and has that goal changed now?
Yeah, my main goal was just to maybe score some top 10s, mostly just points, and then yeah, like that goal is still, I think, also the same. Like I want to score top 10s during the rest of the rounds, but also just that I could get the most amount of experience this season. Like yeah, the remainder of the season. That's still my main goal.
Cool. Well, look, before we go, just one last question. How's Killer? And if you don't know who Killer is, it's younger brother, Yanis.
Yeah, it's my younger brother. Yeah, he's quite a nice nickname, Killer. But no, he's at home, like working on his recovery for his knee and everything. And then, yeah, from what I understand, he's quite on it, you know, with all the workouts and recovery stuff, cycling, you know. So I hope I can see him in the track as soon as possible.
Cool. Well, look, Karlis, great to see you on here. And, yeah, enjoy the rest of the weekend. Enjoy the season as well. And thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Right. We are going to meet our second guest now. Of course, I'm talking Romain Febvre from Kawasaki Racing Team. But before we do meet him, though, let's check in with Liam Everts. Here's something from our Behind the Gate, episode 13, reality check.
No problem. Now I feel even worse when I see the number. Oh, no way. No bread anymore. Not a man of many words. We're here in Lockett for around, I don't know. We're over halfway, this is what I know. We did just done first practice. Had a good feeling. Track was pretty fast, but should be alright for the quali race for Sunday. Hope we get some rain. Would be nice. A lot of it would be nice.
I think it's fair to say that with Liam Everts, he came into the championship in his rookie season a couple of years ago, and he surprised everyone, including himself. He had no expectations, no pressure, but yet he made his mark in the championship. 2 years down the line, we can really see him growing in confidence. I guess on those weekends where he's perhaps not hugely satisfied with his result, it's on those weekends that you learn, and it's on those weekends that shape you into a potential world champion for the future.
For me, it really was. I was feeling very good coming into this season. I did the pre-season race in Sommières and Mantova, which for me was the best I ever felt, really. And then the thumb injury just came at a very bad time. I had a little crash with my thumb then, which actually didn't look like much, and you see some other huge ones and they walk away from it. So it's also a little bit a matter of luck, not all of it for sure. But yeah, everything needs to fall into place as well.
Hello everybody, welcome back to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. Our second guest joins us now, Romain Febvre from Kawasaki Racing Team MXGP. And Romain, great to see you. As I just talking a moment ago, I'd hoped to get you in earlier on in the season, but obviously you've been missing for a few rounds. So I guess kind of a bittersweet season really, because we'll talk about the injury in a moment, but are you 100% recovered now, or is it a case of you're at 80% and 80% is okay to go racing with? What's the latest there?
Yeah, let's say in Loket it was like this. I felt not 100%, and then I still think a lot about the tempo when I was riding. But since, let's say, Sweden, then I almost forget it. And then this weekend, actually this week I rode, I had an international race, and then I didn't think about my temp anymore. So let's say I'm 200% back in shape. Yeah.
Not 101, 200.
Yeah.
Full Romain.
Yeah, no. But it's been long a little bit. And then the temp, it's everything on the handlebar. So if you don't trust your hand, like how you can handle the bike, then it's almost not rideable. So I'm happy to be here again and track that I like. So let's go.
Well, it's a shame, obviously, because you started the season pretty strong. You were third in points by the time you arrived in France, left France. You'd had 6 podiums from 7 rounds. You know, when you kind of look at that, is it like, I don't know, like an opportunity missed for this year kind of thing in terms of another championship potentially?
Yeah, sure, because like you said, till France, I was there, like you say, on the podium, not winning, but always there on the podium. It was only 7 rounds in, and I felt like everything is possible. Like at that stage, like no many, like the top 4 didn't make any big mistakes. So we was close. I was like, I think less than 30 points, 29 points from the lead. So everything was possible. But sure, injury already in France. I could ride there. I was happy to almost win the GP there, but I knew I cannot carry that injury for long. And then at that time we had like 3 GP in a row. So I went in Germany, but I knew it's gonna be tough. But this is racing. It's like this.
Well, it seems like a long time ago, but you won the first race in Trentino. At the time, how important was that race win for you?
Yeah, really important. Like I said, I wasn't winning. Maybe I win like some qualifying race, maybe one moto in and there, but no GP. And like I said, I was consistent. Like Arco win the first moto, which I was really happy with. Win the qualifying race on Saturday, and then I missed overall the second moto. But I was there battling for the win, which was really important, and everything was looking good at that point.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, after that, you missed the 5 GPs due to your injury. Are you someone that watches the races at home to see who's winning, what's going on, or do you just want to forget about it and just focus on your recovery?
Actually, yeah, for sure nobody will trust, but I don't look anything like just
really?
like just the result where I'm on my phone, then I can see like it pop ups the result of the race, but the video not at all. Like
why is that?
Just it's too painful.
Yeah.
Like just to watch the guys racing and then you are sitting at home, it's just just too hard. And when you are injured, like myself, I just don't care about the other.
Yeah.
I just want to be focused on what I'm doing, and that's it.
So you couldn't learn anything from watching because you didn't watch. But when you see the results week in, those 5-6 races or whatever, what did you learn then? Could you just see there was a pattern starting to appear, like these same guys are always at the top, and how you're going to have to deal with that when you come back?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I saw the result and I knew already, like before, like all top 4. So like myself, Erlings, Geyser, and Prado was a little bit like better. And every race it was us on the podium, so it means we were a little bit better than the others. So it was always them like on the podium almost and winning. So yeah, I knew, and it's still on. Like championship is still it's still on. So it's all those 3 battling for the championship. So it's kind of normal to watch the result and to see them on top.
Well, you came back in Lockett. You got on the podium in Lommel, 3rd overall there, which obviously, was pretty impressive anyway. Are you pleased with how things have gone the last 3 races since you came back? Because it's not easy coming back and being right there at the top, especially when you've had that period of time away from racing.
Yeah, no, it's never easy. Like you said, you can miss. You can practice also whenever, like how long you want. Racing, it's racing also, and so I was just before Lockett, I was 2 weeks on the bike, and then I was like, just let's go and then see where we are, and just keep learning from that and keep growing. And it's what I did. Actually, Lockett, I was 5-6 or 6-5, which was pretty good. I was happy with that, and then of course to go on the podium in Lommel, that was a little bit a surprise, because I thought like 1 week later after Lockett I was like feeling a little bit like the race from the weekend, and going to Lommel, it's never easy, so I was like it's gonna be tough, but somehow I managed to ride really good in the sand. So it was good. And then Sweden missed the podium for the same matching the same points as Jeffrey. So let's say it's pretty good, the comeback. Yeah.
Well, we're back in Arnhem. Good GP for you last year, actually, in fact. What are your expectations coming into this weekend? How's the track? How are you feeling?
Expectations are a little bit higher than Sweden because it's sand. Not because I won here last year, but just because in the sand I felt really good. So just my goal is to try to be there with them and to try to follow. I believe like Prado and Erlings will be strong, and just to be with them, like all moto podium. Let's say, to be on the podium, but just to follow them, it will be a good thing for me.
Yeah, and actually last year was a really nice podium because you had Nina on the podium with you. One of your most beautiful memories?
Yeah, one off. Sure. I think it was the first time as she went on the podium as well. So it was nice.
Oh,
sure.
Oh, she's so much bigger now, isn't she?
Yeah,
just 1 year.
Yeah, sure. So and she's here this weekend, so hopefully we can make it again.
Well, look, we're almost out of time. Got the Motocross Nations coming up. It's getting a little bit closer. Has there been discussion about team selection yet? Do you expect to be on the team? Are you on the team? When will they make a decision?
So they are here this weekend. I saw the French Federation yesterday, so they will make the announcement Wednesday, I believe, next week. So you will know. But of course, I can tell for myself on the 450, I should be select. and then the other, let's see, he has like maybe Renault because he should be back in Switzerland. So let's see where he's at, and then also for the MX2 he has like some discussion. So but yeah, anyway, it's always the same, let's say same but good problem to have. Like they have quite few good riders, so it's good for the French Federation anyway. So.
All right, well look, Romain, we are out of time. All the best for this weekend and the last few races, of course, and the Motocross Nations if you get selected.
Yes, yeah, I should.
And yeah, we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Well, look, our final guest gets ready to come and join us now, but before we meet him, Harry Norton, of course, another bit of episode 13 reality check. Here's us talking to Schmieker Racing.
With Adam, we have an experienced rider. He's 28-year-old. Comparing to Cornelius, is only 22 years old. So Adam have a lot of race experience, also on a higher level, make podiums in MX2. He was a little bit unlucky this season in the GPs to come back for a full season because he got a little bit injured sometimes, and he need to set back.
Dad, did you have a video of that triple? Did you video that triple? When I did it clean, I got the first double right, and then you can triple. But if you bounce off, if you don't clear the first double, you bounce into the takeoff and you can't get the drive. My first fast lap, I did the triple clean, and my second fast lap, which was my actual fast lap, I didn't jump the triple.
I have when you did your fast lap on my phone if you want.
I had a good feeling, but the time wasn't how it felt. I was a bit further down than where I felt, but I had a good feeling, so the times are really close. Just a few sections where I can be better. And then, yeah, we'll see in time practice. It was only free practice, so it doesn't matter so much. And, yeah, see where we end up in time practice. Then you can ask me the question.
Last weekend in Lockhart, we were a little bit unlucky with all the riders, I must say. We had some issues. We had a broken chain. We had some colliding, two riders together. Cornelius crashed on his own, and then in the next moto he hurt his ankle, and all the riders got hurt and had an impact, so they couldn't finish. I also see that we have a lot of motos that we did really good, and it's always in a season. There's always a moment that you can't perform that good.
Hello everybody, welcome back to our live studio show here, MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin and Lisa Leyland. Our final guest joins us now, Harry Norton from Red Bull K10 Factory Racing. Of course, he's the team manager there. Harry, good to see you. I know it's the second time we've had you on this season, but earlier on we spoke about the MX2 team. But with the championship getting close and obviously Jeffrey on form, we thought, why not get you back in here? We had David Carli on last week, hoping to get the HRC boss on next week as well, Giacomo. But from the outside, MXGP has been very, very kind of interesting. 3 riders going for the championship. But as a team manager, how's it been from your side? Has it been quite nervy, quite stressful, or is it just a normal day in the life of Harry Norton?
Yeah, I think, you know, Jeffrey is another season coming back from injury and, you know, was looking like we made a good step last season and then, you know, actually getting injured here, you know, breaking the collarbone and everything else that went on that season. So it was another off-season of recovery, and it's been nice to see Jeffrey getting back some of those feelings of the past with Jeffrey. So it's been, I think, a good season for him, building slowly and just every weekend putting together the pieces, getting a little bit closer and closer, you know.
Well, obviously, up until Sweden, you know, things were a lot tighter. Jeffrey's left himself with a little bit of work to do now since then. Was it just he didn't gel with the track a little bit? I know he was unlucky in the quali race, obviously, when he went down with Calvin, and then he got sort of run off the track in race 1 by Tim. And obviously not the easiest place to pass, but he just seemed, I don't know, a little bit lackluster compared to what we'd seen from Lockett, for instance, and maybe Lommel, which was different conditions.
Yeah, you know, I think Sweden's always a place that you need to treat with respect. And Jeffrey's history, you know, I think was the right move, you know. And then those 2 first corner incidents, or second corner with the one with Tim, didn't really help the situation. And then I think just, you know, in the end, him and Prado were unbelievable fast second moto and pushing a lot. Even first moto, Jeffrey to come back, and you know, he didn't quite make the passes that Prado made, but still it was a really impressive moto. But yeah, like you say, you know, we left some points on the table there, which there's not that many races left, and for sure it's getting tighter and tighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you just mentioned the off-season. It has been a strange season for Jeffrey, but how much of that is down to the off-season, his collarbone injury, and did he miss important winter prep because of that?
Yeah, for sure. We started quite late again, and the whole winter is so important. And Jeffrey's missed many winters. We were racing last season, but the season before he was completely out. So there's a long history there with Jeffrey, and it's definitely taken, and also purposefully, not to rush into it. Make sure that you're there every weekend and putting all the pieces of the puzzle in place before you're ready. The speed that he can go is unbelievable, and he showed that many times this year, later in the season. But, you can't do that just, like this. So it's been nice to see him build into it and put the little pieces in place. And, the speed that those front two, Tim, Romain also before he was injured, and now again, Jorge, their sprint speed is pretty impressive. So,
Well, like you said, he has been building into it. It was a steady start, wasn't it, to his campaign? 1 podium in 5 rounds. Then all of a sudden, 10 podiums in 10 rounds. Where did that come from?
I think just racing. Jeffrey needs to race.
Yeah.
He's been doing a lot of races in between the GPs, and he's been putting a lot of bike time in, and he needs that to get confident, to be comfortable. And I think we're just seeing all that work finally. We've made some steps with the bike too, and all these things, you just make small steps throughout the season, and I think this is the results of what we're seeing now.
Yeah. Well, he's racking up the records again. He's got his 200th career race win in Lockett. It's 202 now. And when you look at, and obviously that's 2 records now as well, because obviously he's got Grand Prix wins, but you look at Tony Cairoli, 182 race wins, Stefan Everts, 171. That's a record that potentially might never be broken, had 200 plus race wins.
Yeah, it's, Jeffrey is unbelievable, It's, when you look at the records, you think unbelievable, and then you also see what he left on the table. It's also, one of those, just everything around Jeffrey is pretty difficult to comprehend a lot of the time, So many race wins, so many
GP wins.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. How is he to work with, actually? Because I don't think I've asked this question to any of the team before, because is he quite an easygoing guy? Is he quite demanding? He knows what he wants and wants it now. Or has that changed over the years? Because from the outside, he's got a very, very kind of phenomenal work ethic, because he's even racing on weekends off at the moment, British Championship.
Yeah. His work ethic is, you don't have to question his fitness or how much work he's doing is unbelievable. But he's definitely matured in the last years, with a little bit age and the injuries. His the style from the 250 I think has changed a lot, 450. You need to respect that bike a lot more, and he's definitely seen the consequences, the injuries and everything. So he's been, obviously only new position, but it's been really nice to see him mature and evolve over the last couple of seasons, and he's been really good to work with this season. And like I said, that steady approach and that really conscious approach to racing, I think is nice to see from Jeffrey.
Well, an incredible weekend for Jeffrey was in Lommel. What did you make of his performance there, particularly in that first race?
Yeah, no words.
Yeah, it was a quiet race. A quiet race.
When he crashed with that lap, the back marker, and went down, you're like, even for Jeffrey, that's pretty far.
Yeah.
That one.
And then, exactly. And then to see what he did, unbelievable.
It
16
really was.
seconds.
Yeah. And then to see how he can flick the switch, go from, looking not super comfortable or just running the speed, and then to just, at one point, drop 5 seconds a lap.
Crazy. It made history, definitely. This weekend, how important is this weekend for him, for the team, in terms of that title chase now?
I think every weekend is important, every time on the track, every moto. It's pretty simple. You can't leave points on the table, period.
Yeah.
It's every moto from here on counts, whether it's a quali race or a Moto 1 or Moto 2. He needs to maximize as much as possible.
Yeah. I'm going to sneak a real quick question in here. After he won in Lommel, Jeffrey said he's got some upgrades coming, new start, things should be better for the start. Is he running those, and are they working as expected?
Yeah, we trying stuff and constantly trying to evolve. And, Jeffrey has been injured for so long, and, the bikes evolve and GP goes forward, all the other manufacturers take a step. So it's taken us some time for Jeffrey to be comfortable to make some steps, and you know, we're consistently trying stuff, and hopefully this weekend we can you know, put in place some of those things and see if it's a step forward.
All right. Well, look, Harry Norton, thanks for joining us. And we are out of time, but thanks to all of our guests as well. Thanks, and we've got a lot to come up on MXGP TV today, starting with WMX Race 1, of course, just before 3 o'clock. 125 Race 1, sorry, then WMX, and then, of course, the RAM qualifying races. But from me, from Lisa, we're out of time. We'll see you in Switzerland a week from now. Thanks for watching. See you next time.